Welcome to our class, which is called CMS 3710, Writing for Digital Media, which is also known as W4DM. I'm Steve Spence, and I've been teaching at Clayton State now for about 18 years, and actually designed and taught this class for the first time in 1999. To give you an idea of how long ago that was, we were using 3.5-inch floppy disks. A lot has changed since then, but since this class focuses on the human beings who are using digital technology, in many ways our emphasis is not, since humans haven't changed nearly as quickly as the internet has. CMS 3710 is a core class in the Communication and Media Studies program here at Clayton State. And of course the class is open to other majors as well. English 1102 is the only prerequisite. The key thing to know, I think, right off the bat is that this is a hands-on class. You'll be learning a lot about best practices in communicating using digital media. And you'll be putting those things that you learn, that knowledge, into practice by designing websites and components for websites using software tools, including Adobe Dreamweaver, Photoshop, and WordPress. So this semester our class will combine both on-campus as well as online meetings. And during the first week of the semester we'll meet twice, face-to-face, in our classroom, which is in the Music Education Building, room 144. We call this the Design Lab, so do make sure during the first week of class to come to the Design Lab and meet with us during your regularly scheduled class time on Monday and on Wednesday. After the first week, we'll still meet twice each week, but we'll do it slightly differently. On Mondays, we'll meet online as a group during our scheduled class time, using a variety of tools including video conferencing software. And in other words, on Mondays you can log into our class wherever you have a quiet space and a dependable internet connection. But in order to be counted as in attendance, you need to be there for the full time during the class period, and you need to be participating. On Wednesdays we shift back to a traditional format where we will gather together in the Design Lab during our regularly scheduled class time. And then what ordinarily would be a Friday session in a traditional Monday, Wednesday, Friday class will instead, for this semester, be composed of individual online assignments, which you can complete any time during the week that they're assigned, but which will always be due by 10 p.m. On that following Sunday. So as you can see, we've got a lot of work that you'll be completing using online tools of various kinds. And the foundations for this online work can be found on two separate websites. The first you're probably already familiar with. It's the Georgia View website that the university's been using for several semesters now. And it's available at clayton.view.usg.edu. The second site that's central to our class is the site stevespence.org. So if you can remember my name, Steve Spence, and .org, not .com, not .net, but .org, stevespence.org. If you can remember that, then you can always get to everything that you need to excel in our class this semester. And in the second video, I'll take you through those two steps, or those two sites in more detail. I want to talk now about the workload and the material for this class. This is one of my favorite classes to teach because it's so obviously crucial to modern life. Digital media is the defining communication technology of this new century. And more than one CMS major, after they've graduated, have come back and told me that it was the skills they learned in this class and that they then had on their resume that got them that first career job when they left the university. Because the material is so important, we'll be working hard to do it justice this semester. I want to say this up front because students sometimes think that online courses are somehow easier than on-campus courses. And in fact, I'm sure there are some online courses that are easier than many on-campus classes. But I want to emphasize right now that this is not one of those easy online courses. I have a reputation as a challenging professor, and I think that reputation is justified. If you plan to do well in this class, you'll need to schedule about 10 to 12 hours each week to complete the coursework. And that work will include reading and rereading our textbooks, working with software sites and tools, studying websites and software platforms, writing both shorter and longer pieces, as well as taking quizzes each week and exams scheduled throughout the semester. And I do want to stress that 10 to 12 hour is a target for an average student if, for example, your reading comprehension or your writing skills aren't quite where they should be at this junior level yet. Then you should plan to schedule more of your time, more than the 10 to 12 hour average, in order to succeed in CMS 3710 this semester. So I want to encourage you right off the bat to carefully consider whether you do have the time and the energy that you need in order to devote to our course this semester. Now, having said all that, there are real benefits to taking the class in this format. Hybrid and online classes give you much more flexibility in terms of when and where you complete your work. They don't require less time, but they give you a lot more flexibility in scheduling that time. You can do most of your work anywhere that you have an internet connection. And that, of course, is a major advantage, particularly for Clayton State students who are often juggling other important responsibilities as well as their education. So for my part, my work schedule this semester is Monday through Friday, and by far the best way to get in touch with me is by using my Clayton State email address, which is sspence@clayton.edu. If you send me an email during the week, I'll respond within 24 hours. If you send it to me on Friday, then I'll respond by the end of the day that following Monday. So that's it for this first video. And the second part, as I said, I'll take you in more detail through the two websites that we'll be using. But finally, welcome to CMS 3710, and I look forward to working with you this semester.